Awesome. All right. Good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome to the University of Kansas Student Employee of the Year Awards Ceremony. We're really pleased you're all here and you're able to join us. I'm Ann Hartley. I'm from the University Career Center. I'm pleased that you're here for this event. This is our 7th year that we've done this particular award ceremony. At KU, we have about 3,800 student employees on campus, and they work in a wide range of jobs in almost every single department. Our campus simply couldn't run without our student employees, and we're really pleased that we get to recognize a select group of you here today. When we started this program back in 2012, I wanted to learn more about the history of student employment at KU, so I went up to Spencer Library and searched through records, and I uncovered some interesting information, mostly from the 1930s during the Dust Bowl. I was hoping to go back to the 1800s, but we didn't have records going back that far. What I found was in 1934, KU had a student population of 4,000, and 4 years of college cost about $1,500. Yeah. About 45% of students worked through school, and students earned on average $15 a month, or about 30 cents an hour. And this rate just about covered room and board for them. Today, undergraduate students nationally, over 80% of students work part-time while they're in school. And I know from our surveys at KU, our average is like over 90%. So most of our students now work part-time while they're in college. In 1935, getting back to the Dust Bowl, the university received a memo from the Kansas Emergency Relief Committee, which stated that students could be employed on emergency projects. And this again was the Dust Bowl era, so dust had settled into buildings and equipment, and there was a lot of problems with that, and things needed to be cleaned up. So the memo stated that student workers could be used for fire, pestilence, flood, tornado, blizzard, windstorm, as well as dust storm emergencies, which just about covers everything we get in Kansas. In another source that I found, the University of Kansas, A History by Clifford Griffin, he noted that during the Depression era, the real need was for more jobs, obviously for students, and some students were very ingenious about finding ways to earn money. One student taught contract bridge to Lawrence Society women at 50 cents a lesson. Another worked as the night chief of police. And a third prowled the heating pipe tunnels to collect cockroaches, which he sold to an entomologist in another institution for 2 cents apiece. So, as you know, having a student job can make all the difference for a student to be able to stay in school and finish their degree. And it's also a very important way that students build their skills and their experience that they take with them after college into their career. I now want to share just a few minutes about this, a little bit about the Student Employee of the Year recognition program. Each year, college and universities across the country recognize the importance of student work experience during National Student Employment Week. And that always happens the second week of April, which is this week, which is why we hold the ceremony during this week. The purpose for doing this is to draw attention to the contributions of student workers and the many roles that they fill on our campuses. And you may have noticed there's a banner on Jayhawk Walk this week. Yesterday we gave away some free granola bars on campus and basically do some things to just show appreciation of students during the week. Again, back in 2012, when we started this program, we formed a committee to implement this particular program on campus, and we recognize that many departments also do internal recognition programs for their own students. But this is the first time we formed a program campus-wide that kind of encompassed everybody on campus. We have a committee that meets regularly to help plan this particular event and also the process for how to submit nominations and how that whole process works. We currently have an online submission form that people use to submit nominations. We take those through the end of January. And then in February, we have volunteer readers who help read those nominations. This year, we received 33 nominations from across campus. Each one of those nominations is read and scored by 3 different people. All of those scores are combined to a total score, and we select 5 finalists from those total scores, one of which is named the winner for the award this year. As part of this recognition, our campus winner is entered into a regional competition of the Midwest Association of Student Employment Administrators. The Midwest Association selects a winner from each state in our region, and our region has, I think, 13 or 14 states. There's 4 regions in the country. Each state winner is then considered for that regional winner, and the regional winners are then sent on to a National Student Employment Association to compete for the National Student Employee of the Year. The National Association has been recognizing outstanding student employees since 1995, so we're pleased that KU is now competing in this particular program. So with that said, that's a little bit of history of how we got here today. Next on our program, I'd like to introduce Vice Provost for Student Affairs, Tamara Durham, who's going to share a few comments about student employment.
Thank you, Ann. The first thing I need to say is for those employers out there, please don't get any ideas. Those jobs that Ann listed earlier in the history clearly are hazing. So please don't get any ideas. I have enough to deal with. I am so glad to be here to recognize our students, and this is not a somber event. You all are sitting on your hands and looking very serious. You need to be like the trio group. They've brought their party with them. So this is an opportunity for us to celebrate the great work that our students do. And this is actually one of the distinct pleasures for me in my role is to celebrate the hardworking students who work on our campuses day in and day out. And to the students, of all the students on this campus, you have risen to the top. You've made the choice to be a student employee. You stand out because you are dedicated, you're efficient, you have great attention to detail, you're courteous, conscientious, basically you're incredible. And we want to be sure that we are recognizing you. In any given year, Ann talked about the number of employees that we have, about 3,800. And our students are getting experience that will contribute directly to their professional career, working in labs, assisting with research. And students are also getting experience in office settings that will contribute to any professional setting that they choose to embark upon. All across the university, we rely on our students to provide us support for our day-to-day activities. They are contributing to KU's mission, which we should all know by heart. Educating leaders, you should be saying it with me, building healthy communities and making discoveries that change the world. You may have heard that a couple of times. And without the energy of our students, we would not be the world-class university that we are today. So we are here because our students decide to be more than average. They decided to go from being good to great, and we want to thank our students for doing that and for choosing to partner with us on their educational journey. And I am in awe of them because I don't know how they have managed their academics while contributing to the work of the university. So I want to particularly thank our students. We, as their employers, thank them, and we thank them on behalf of the university because we are all better for it. And I also want to point out, because I am so hip with the times, I am going to tweet, and I just made up the hashtag. I hope you're okay with it, Ann. SEOTY. Should we put year after it? Student Employee of the Year. Yes. I'm going to add 2018. So if you want to tweet about the event, join me, won't you? But anyway, thank you for all that you do for the institution, and congratulations.
Thank you, Tamara. And next, we're going to have a few comments from our student body president, Maddie Womack.
All right. Hi, everyone. So thank you so much for joining us today. I want to take a moment to really echo what Dr. Durham said and really thank you all for all the work that you do on our campus. Most offices, on this campus could not function without student employees helping them to make sure that everything runs smoothly. But at KU, we know that, working in our community means more than just punching a clock or getting a paycheck. In my experience, the people that you work with on this campus truly care about you and how you're doing. The relationships you gain when you work on campus are meaningful, not only in terms of the professional ties that you build, but the support that you receive as a student here. Whether it's talking to that supervisor about, the hard time that you're going through, or, just chatting with a coworker about a tough test. Personally, I've worked on campus in Student Senate for about 2 years now, and the professional skills that I've gained in this role have proven immensely valuable. The skills I've learned here as a student employee are about, how to be organized, how to be professional, courteous, a lot of the things that Dr. Durham mentioned that you will take with you wherever you go, and I know have been really valuable for me. I've been really lucky to work with phenomenal people, a lot of students in this room that I see, some familiar faces, at all levels of this university, and I'm sure that all of you feel the same way. Managing a job with a course load is an incredibly difficult feat, but you all are here because you've not only managed that balance, but you have excelled at it. I am so impressed by all of you, as I know that I struggle to maintain that balance between schoolwork, job, and some semblance of a social life. So congratulations to all of you for being here today, and I salute you in all of your hard work that you do to make KU better for all Jayhawks here. So thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are now going to, I am Teresa Cranbeer. I'm with the Campus Administration Operations Shared Service Center and part of the committee. We're now going to recognize all 33 of our nominees and ask that they come up on the stage, come up this way, and then file here and stay on stage, and we'll take a group photo after everyone's up here, okay? We promise we won't take you very long. Please hold your applause until all the students have been recognized. That's going to happen, right? All right. Our first nominee is Paola Allure with first-year experience. Connor Armstrong with geology. And I pronounced your name wrong, didn't I? I'm sorry. London Ayers with Women, Gender, and Sexuality Studies. Daniel Badrow with Information Technology. Daniela Calderon Cordova with the MBA Department, School of Business. Jacqueline Carpenter with the Sexual Assault Prevention and Education Center. Mackenzie Corey with the Animal Care Unit. Alice Finley Pyle with the Office of Study Abroad. Stephen Fulton was nominated from KU Libraries, the Anschutz Library. It's my understanding he's not with us this afternoon. Cheyenne Griffith with Psychology. It's my understanding. Oh, she is here. Okay, good. Come on up. Maren Hansen with the Business Career Services School of Business. Eric Harrison with the School of Business. Emily Hoy from Kansas African Studies Center. Diamond Hutton from the KU Libraries, the Conservation Department. Zachary Kelsey with Parking and Transit. It's my understanding he's not with us today. Sarah Kettering with the KU Libraries. Devin Knapp with Spencer Museum of Art. Monica Martinez with the Office of the Provost. Jordan Matney McCorkle with KU Trio Talent Search. Alyssa Overfield from Student Housing. Colt Price with Procurement Services. Miranda Ruport with Ruport from KU Parking and Transit. Allison Ryburn from Trio, SES and STEM. Madeline Schulte from Information Technology. Justin Sextro from KU Libraries. Kelsey Smith from Social Welfare. Hannah Smith from KU Libraries, the cataloging area. Janie Sparks from Education Administration. Renna Stair from Ecology and Evolutionary Biology. Bria Walkley from the College Advising and Student Services. Hannah Weingartner from Recreation Services. Madeline Wilmson from the University Career Center. And we have Leslie Zucro from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And I believe Leslie is not with us today. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Okay, group photo, which means we're now going to recognize each of our 5 finalists. Come to the stage as I call your name, and this is in no particular order. The supervisors of these students would each like to say a few words about the students they nominated and how awesome they are. Let's start with Hannah Weingartner. She was nominated by David Puchin in Recreation Services. Oh, yes. Okay, now you stand up here and he gets to talk.
Good afternoon. So if I was to describe Hannah in one word, I would say dedicated. Thank you. I'm joking. Just lighten the mood a little bit. I just want to say a little bit about how much Hannah has contributed to our department over the past couple of years. She has not only been one of the best student employees that I've ever had, but she's also done so much outside of just being a student employee. She volunteered as a coach for one of our clubs. So we oversee sport clubs on campus. There's 30 clubs. Sorry, I didn't say that part. She was a student coach as a volunteer for one of our clubs for last year, and then coming into this year as her second year as one of our employees. I was out on paternity leave through most of August and half of September, which you all know is a little busy time of the year for us. And during that time, Hannah really stepped up and was a leader for our department and our program area. And that just is kind of something that, you know, she worked 20 hours a week. She would have worked 40 if she could have. And I know that she was probably working more than 20 hours, even though she shouldn't have been. Don't tell anybody. So Hannah has really contributed to our department, and her leadership with our younger staff has been something that has really helped us out a lot throughout this year. And I think that she has just been really super dedicated, really committed, and has really given us a lot of effort throughout the year with all the different programs that we were doing.
Okay, I'm human resources, and I went la, 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 la. Students never go over the hours limits. All right. Next, let's go with Rena Stair, who was nominated by Emma Hauser and Sharon Billings in Ecology and Evolutionary Biology. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to, both Ann and I forgot to mention we are streaming live on Facebook right now. You'll be able to watch it later. We have a present for you. You see it? We can get you good on the video, and you too. Talk right.
Hi, I'm Emma, and I think both Sharon and I have a couple things that we'd like to say about working with Rena. She's been in our lab over the past year in the EEB department at KU and has been doing some really phenomenal work for us and has really proven that she can go above and beyond in a lot of the analyses we asked her to do, and she's always performing really high quality work on a regular basis. And I think one of the most recent examples of what she's been able to do in our lab, we've asked her to look at some samples for a sample preservation technique to see what the integrity of that technique is. And she not only performed that analysis and ran those samples quickly and efficiently, but she actually went above and beyond and performed some statistical analyses that we had not necessarily anticipated on those samples, and really proved that she thinks deeply about the work that she's doing beyond just getting student hours, and is doing really a great job that is moving a lot of the work in our lab forward in ways that it might not otherwise go.
So I'm Sharon Billings, and Rena works in my lab. I have the great pleasure of working with both her and Emma. And Emma and I couldn't decide who should tell good stories about Rena, so we decided to both do it. So I have two short anecdotes. One is another great example of Rena's amazingness. We had some real challenges quantifying something in forests where we work. And I didn't know how to deal with that when we actually got to the forest. So we took really high-resolution photographs of the situation and brought them back to KU and puzzled over them. And Rena and Emma and I devised a way to quantify what needed to be quantified, not in reality, but using these photographs. And it was incredibly tedious. And Rena, within 2 or 3 weeks, had all of these scads of photographs analyzed, transformed into spreadsheets, and in my inbox. It was amazing. It was amazing. And the last anecdote we will leave you with is this fantastic story that Rena has been so consistently amazing in the lab that several months after I had met her and knew that she was amazing, I half-jokingly said, "So would it be possible to clone yourself?" And she quipped, "I have an identical twin, but she goes to K-State." So I am tremendously happy that KU gets to call Rena her own.
Okay, our next finalist is Jordan Matinee McCorkle, was nominated by Rebecca Duckstein in KU Trio, Center for Educational Opportunity Center Achievement and Assessment Institute. Long one.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Rebecca Duckstein, and I serve as the director of the KU Trio program with, again, the Center for Educational Opportunity Programs. It was my honor to nominate Jordan McCorkle for the Student Employee of the Year. In a nutshell, we hit the jackpot when we hired Jordan. She is 100% dependable. In my role as director, I'm often out of the office at conferences, meetings, schools, and I never have to worry about Jordan. She always arrives on time, actually early, and she works hard in the office as well as our program events. And she knows how to jump in there and accomplish what needs to be done without having to be given daily instructions. In other words, Jordan gets it. And I know other supervisors know what I mean when I say a staff member gets it. She's one step ahead of me. She knows what to do before I even say it. She gets the big picture as well as the tiny details. She knows that any project we do in our office, big or small, it's important to the overall success of the program. She goes above and beyond. Her greatest attributes are her calm and steady demeanor and her positive attitude. This fall, we had to do a major spring cleaning and reorganize all of our student resources. We work with middle school students and high school students in Kansas City, Kansas, so we have lots of materials and resources that we give them. We had so many boxes buried in everybody's office, and this was a very daunting task, and we've been putting it off for years. But finally, we were up against a timeline, so I said, Jordan, this is for you. And she by herself, successfully completed this project. There were times when I'd walk past the conference room and I couldn't even find her because there were so many boxes of resources. And I doubted whether it could get done by the deadline. But each time I had this look of doubt on my face, Jordan calmly said, "We got this, Ms. Duckstein, we got this." She took on this challenge with such a fun and positive energy that radiated the office. She understood that this project, while at times was tedious, would make a significant impact on our program and would ultimately help our advisors and the rest of the team, but most importantly, our students. So this is just one of the many examples that demonstrate Jordan's professionalism. She's also coordinated our summer program, she's helped with our annual performance report, and also provides advising to our seniors. As a student employee, Jordan has exceeded our expectations and has consistently shown integrity and a strong work ethic and a willingness to help out wherever we need her to ensure the success of the program. I trust and I respect Jordan, and I know that she'll be an asset to any organization or company she joins after she earns her master's degree. And we are happy to have had the opportunity to work with her because she gets it. Thank you so much, Jordan.
All right. How about Kelsey Smith? Was nominated by Susanna Marisco in Social Welfare.
Okay. Hi, my name is Susie Mariscal, and I am the project director of the Kansas Serves Substance-Affected Families, and which is a project that serves families affected by substances with young children and in foster care. So we're from the School of Social Welfare. And it's been really my honor to nominate Kelsey Smith, who is the implementation team coordinator of the project. This project is part of a national study. We've served more than 235 families, so it requires a lot of work. And Kelsey is obviously one of the key components of that success. Kelsey consistently gives 100% of in everything she does. And the positive environment that she creates encourages other team members to do the same. She goes beyond the book and exceeds our expectations in everything. As a student employee, Kelsey has demonstrated an extraordinary ability to develop positive relationships with a variety of professionals, other students, and participating families. When I ask site coordinators, these are the people who are implementing our program, can you do this? Can you help Kelsey with this? The response is always, anything for Kelsey. She also volunteers at the Willow, so she's supporting families impacted by domestic violence. If Kelsey has been able to accomplish all this as a junior, imagine what she'll be able to do when she graduates. Her kind and supportive attitude and excellent leadership skills have strengthened our diverse team. For her nomination, other student employees said the following: Kelsey is the PI project director's right hand. The engine when the PI is not there. Kelsey has all the answers, and if she doesn't, she works alongside with you to find them. She's very respectful, patient with questions, and team-oriented. She's proactive, fast, organized, very determined, and hardworking. She won't take no for an answer. Certainly, she does not like injustices, and she works to make things right. She's amazing. I met Kelsey almost 2 years ago, and it's been a privilege to witness her transformation from a young, very, very shy student into the fantastic, assertive, inclusive leader and supportive team member that she is now. I sincerely think that our project would not be the same without her. We are very lucky to have her. We love her, and we know that she will accomplish great, great things in her career. Kels, we're very proud of you. Thank you for everything you do.
And our fifth finalist is Janie Sparks, who was nominated by Kim Beats in the Education Administration. Take good care of the floors here.
Man, I did not know when I nominated Janie that I would have to give a speech. But of course, Janie's so amazing that I'm up here giving a speech to tell you all about how great she is. Now, while I cannot claim credit for the brilliant decision to hire Janie, I have definitely been the direct recipient of her amazingness. I wrote like this whole thing, and I'm not really going off of it, but I inherited Janie when I started in the School of Education in August, and I've never in my years met a better student employee. She's been with the School of Education since January of 2017, and with us, she meets with prospective students and families, current students trying to join the School of Ed. She assists with schedule planning, academic advising, manages our social media, helps with copy editing. I mean, anything that we ask this wonderful person to do, she says absolutely and does it with a smile on her face. She's somebody who's trustworthy and detail-oriented and, and always ready to learn, thank you. And her just general enthusiasm and sense of humor are perfect for working with college students and prospective families. She's a clear communicator, which is not only beneficial in this job, but will serve her very well as a teacher in the future. In short, Janie is an outstanding student, an outstanding employee, and I'm not sure we're going to let her graduate next year. Thank you.
Well, before we announce our winner, we have a guest who's going to come up on stage. Yeah. Okay, now, our winner of the 2017-2018 Student Employee of the Year Award is Hannah Weingartner from Rec Services. Photographer.
Yeah, we're going to take a couple pictures, so. We might mention the winner gets 100 or 500.
Yeah. All of the students who were nominated got a certificate, a portfolio, and a Jayhawk pin. The 5 finalists all received a brass Jayhawk, and Hannah here gets a $500 check and a plaque. Okay, you want to finish up? And we'll say a few closing remarks.
Just a few things to finish up. Thanks again, everybody, for coming. Congratulations to each of our student nominees, the finalists, and our winner. You all make KU a very special place to work. In closing, I do need to recognize the Student Employee of the Year committee members, and they're listed on the back of the program. It's through their help. They're the people that help put this whole ceremony together and help with the nominations and have all the great ideas and give their time and energy to make this event possible. And I also want to recognize the volunteers who share their time and energy to review the nominations and help score those. They're also listed on the back of the program. And finally, this program, it would not be possible without our sponsors and donors. Many of them have given things to help make this program possible. So please join me in a warm round of applause for the committee members, volunteers, and sponsors. All right. This concludes our recognition program today, but please join us for the reception right north here of the ball, at the end of the ballroom, for refreshments, and we are going to be giving away door prizes at the reception. So we want the nominees to stay. We'll do this right afterwards, but we'll draw names out of a hat, so you need to be present to win, and we have some great door prizes that were donated. So please stay, get your picture taken with Baby J, and hang out and enjoy. Thank you.